Welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, I've got a question for you. How many months are in a year? Right, there are 12. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. But how many days are there in a month? Well, we think of a month as 30 days, but it's not really true. Each month has a different number of days. This is how I always remember it, with this rhyme. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February, which has 28. Unless it's a leap year, and then it has 29. Okay, that's not much of a rhyme, but that's how I remember it. Have you ever wondered why some months have 31 days? And why does February only have 28? And then once every 4 years it has 29. I mean, who came up with this system? Let's talk about it today. We need to go way back in time, thousands of years. Back then, people didn't have clocks or calendars like we do today. Instead, they watched the sky. They noticed the cycle of the moon. It takes about 29 and a half days for the moon to go from a full moon to the next full moon. This was one of the first ways humans measured time. If you can count 12 of those cycles, that's about 354 days. Is that a year? Not quite. It's pretty close though. A year is not an arbitrary amount of time. It's actually how long it takes the Earth to orbit the sun. And how many days does that take? That takes 365 days. Well, almost. Let me explain. It's actually 365 days and 6 hours. So trying to track the cycles of the moon doesn't get us to a full year. And even days don't get us quite to a full year because there's an extra 6 hours. Do you see how this is all so confusing? So what did people do? Well, different civilizations experimented with different calendars. The Egyptians had a calendar with 12 months of 30 days each, plus 5 extra days at the end. The Romans, though, created the calendar we still use today, but it wasn't so simple. In the beginning, the Roman calendar had 10 months. March was the first month, and December, which means 10, was the last. But here's what's weird. The winter days that we now know of between December and March weren't even part of a month. They weren't officially counted in the calendar at all. They were sort of a gap or dead space in the year. People still lived through those days, of course, but they weren't days on the calendar. If that sounds like a terrible idea, it's because it was. So Julius Caesar decided to fix this around 45 BC. He created what we now call the Julian calendar. In his system, months were either 30 or 31 days, except for February, which had 28. And remember how we said that a year is 365 days plus 6 hours? Well, here's how they fixed that. To make up for that extra quarter day each year, Caesar added a leap year every 4 years, where February gets 29 days. This kept the calendar more in line with the sun. But why make February the short month? Well, historians think it's because that time of year was linked to Roman festivals about cleansing and honoring the dead, so it already had a kind of gloomy reputation. They decided to make that the short month so it'd be over more quickly. That's at least what historians think. So the reason some months are longer than others isn't because of the moon or the sun anymore, it's because of a decision made by leaders in ancient Rome. But why not make all the months have the same length? Well, partly because of tradition. Earlier Roman months already had different lengths. And partly because Julius Caesar, and then later Augustus, wanted the months named after them, July and August, to feel important. So those months got 31 days. So that's why today we still rhyme 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February, which has 28, unless it's a leap year, and then it has 29. Just a really catchy rhyme. Okay, let's have a quick quiz. Who changed the Roman calendar to make it more accurate? That would be Julius Caesar. How many months are in a year? That would be 12. And how many days are in February during a leap year? That would be 29. Do you know anyone who was born on February 29th during a leap year? That means that they only get to celebrate their birthday on their birth date once every 4 years. They still get older every year, though. It's not like in 4 years they're only 1 year old, but that would be crazy if that's actually how it worked, wouldn't it be? True or false? A year is how long it takes Earth to go around the sun. That's true. True or false? The very first Roman calendar had 12 months. That's false. It had 10. True or false? July has 30 days. That is false. It has 31. Remember, because Julius Caesar wanted his month, July, to be important, so he gave it an extra day. True or false? February was chosen as the short month. That is true. Would you rather invent a brand new month or take away an old one? If you got rid of a month, which month would you get rid of? Or what would you call your new month? I'm going to say the name of a month and you shout out how many days you think it has. Are you ready? How many days does March have? 31. How many days does November have? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. It has 30 days. What about February? How many days does February have? 28. And what about if it's a leap year? 29, that's right. Okay, and then remember the month named after Augustus? That month has 31 days. August. And what about April? How many days does April have? That would be 30. Well, now you know the reason some months are longer than others comes from the history of our calendar. It wasn't just about math, but also about power, tradition, and keeping time in sync with the seasons. February may seem strange with its 28 days, but it's part of a system that's lasted for more than 2,000 years. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out, so until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, thank you so much for telling other parents about this show. Please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.